What's up, everybody? Grinning Kami here, and this is extremely late, like about a month and 4 days late. But this is my my Naruto tag from CharlesISanimeWORLD. I'll leave a link to in the description to his channel if you want to go check it out, and to his Naruto tag video. So yeah, this is extremely late, and I do apologize about this, but I've been pretty busy these last few weeks. I know I said I was going to do this last week, but then I got Pokemon X, so I was pretty busy with that. But yeah, I'll get on with this now. Okay, so first question is my favorite character, and that would have to be Obito Uchiha. Now, not the Obito we see in Kakashi's Gaiden. My favorite Obito is when he was Toby. When he had the mask and all that. Not so much just the goofy Toby, the actual badass Toby, but I didn't really like him as much when he took the mask off. But he's still a pretty cool character, so he's my favorite. Close ones would be Shikamaru Lee and Hinata and Kasame. Question 2, favorite Hokage? Tobirama, definitely. I mean, he's done, in my opinion, he has done the most of all I almost said captains, of all Hokage. King of Lightning explains this perfectly. So, if you really want more information on it, go to his video. I don't know where it is. It was a while ago, but he explains in depth why he is the best Hokage, and he's always been my favorite. He's always had the most interesting look, in my opinion. I don't really like characters that are fan favorites, or really, really, really damn popular, like Minato is. And I do like them, but they're never my favorites. But yeah, my favorite Hokage is definitely Tobirama. He's got a great design. He uses water, which is pretty damn awesome. I like water. He created half the jutsu we know of, so it's pretty cool. Question 3, favorite fight. This one has been my favorite since before I even watched Naruto. I've seen this fight beforehand. It's Rock Lee versus Gaara in the tuning exams. That was a great fight. I was in love with that fight. I've watched it so many times since then. Like, seriously, it's such a good fight. I just like that Lee almost actually defeated Gaara to an extent. He really put up a good fight, and Gaara was actually having some trouble with him. And now Gaara would have killed him in the end if Kakashi Guy and was it Asuma who stepped in, or was it what's his name, the ref guy? I forget his name. My voice is going halfway through this video. It's really annoying. Alright, so question 4, favorite clan. Definitely the Hyuga clan. I just love all their abilities. They're interesting characters. You got Hinata and you got Neji. They're both very good characters. Some of my favorites. The Hyuga clan, I like the fact that they have the Byakugan, but I'll get into that later. And I just like their personalities and how Neji completely... He just seemed outright evil, but we know he wasn't actually evil. But and then he became a good guy, and he really proved that he did start to care about Hinata and all that. So the Hyuga clan has great development, in my opinion. We do need more members getting parts from the Hyuga clan, but since Naruto's nearly over, we probably won't see that. Question 5, favorite opening. This one is a definite for me. It's Naruto Shippuden opening 4, Closer. I really like that song, and I really like the video. I just think it goes perfectly together, and it's the only Naruto opening that I've really listened to constantly, like over and over again. It's got a really good beat to it. It's catchy. They even have an English version of it, because I think the singer was American Japanese, and his name was Inoue Joe. So but yeah, I really liked that one. Other ones I liked as well were Yura Yura opening 9 from the original Naruto. You Are My Friend opening 2 from Naruto Shippuden, and also Haruka Kanata opening 2 from the original Naruto. They were also good ones, but opening 4 Closer from Shippuden definitely gets it for me. It's very good. I've listened to it constantly. I have it on my iPod still. Favorite moment. This going back to question 3, favorite fight. It was definitely when Lee took off the weights and opened the the 8 gates. Well, not all 8, but when he was opening them, I just thought that was so awesome. I was like, holy shit, what's gonna happen here? And now I didn't think he'd die, obviously, but I was actually thinking it's possible he could be Gaara, even though Gaara was the main villain of that arc. So no, it was really cool. I was really I didn't expect it when I first saw it because the reason I didn't expect it when I first saw it was because I wasn't a fan of Naruto back then. I just saw that fight and thought it was awesome. But when I got there, I was like, this is actually so fucking awesome, and I really really enjoyed this fight. And I just Lee is a great character. He needs to do more. He was made out to be such an important character back in Naruto, but when it came to Naruto Shippuden, he didn't really do much, which is really disappointing. And I thought, now spoiler alert if you're not caught up, I thought that Lee would have done something after Neji died, but he didn't really do anything. It was mainly Naruto that did, but I think Lee should have done something big with that. Favorite techniques for jutsu? Now, this is a dojutsu, so it's an ijutsu. I gotta give this to the Byakugan. I mean, to be able to see in like 360 degrees, or was it 359? I believe there was one blind spot, yeah. But I mean, that's think of how handy that would be. And also to be able to see where all the chakra points are, you can pretty much demolish your opponent. This is why I don't get why people call Hinata the weakest of the Konoha, rookies, because she could, if she's able to get close to pretty much any one of them, she could take them down pretty damn easily. Now, obviously, she'd have to actually get there to them, but she's not exactly a pushover. In my opinion, she's the strongest of the females in the Konoha rookies, because Sakura, yeah, she's got a lot of brute strength, but she's mainly a healer. Ino is more of a she's not really physically strong either, but of the three of them, she's physically the weakest in my opinion. In fact, she probably is the weakest of them three in my opinion. But I gotta give Hinata the top spot for this because the Byakugan is so handy. She doesn't even need to be physically strong to take down someone much bigger than herself. All she gotta do is touch the chakra points, and they won't be able to do anything, and then she can just beat the shit out of them. It's a really handy technique, and if I could choose one technique to have from Naruto, it'd definitely be the Byakugan. And my favourite death, question 8. This has to be Jiraiya. I mean, I knew Jiraiya died before I got there, because I hadn't caught up in time. But even still, it really hits, it's a really important death. It really changes certain characters like Naruto and Tsunade. Really changed the two of them, and it was also when we found out that Pain was his own student. And my laptop is really heating up right now. But yeah, I mean, it had a great impact on certain characters. We found out a lot more about his past, and I'm glad they haven't brought him back with what's it called? I had the name I had the name in my head a second ago. The one that makes them all zombies. I forget what it's called, but yeah, that. I'm glad Jiraiya didn't come back like that because I personally think that would have ruined his death. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Question 9. How did you get into Naruto? Nothing big. It's less than Bleach, really. Remember, I just got into Bleach because my brother was watching it or whatever, or one of my friends recommended it. Well, for Naruto, it was just everybody liked Naruto. I got bored one day. I wanted a new manga. I was already caught up in Bleach. I'd seen a ton of animes at this point. And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'll read Naruto. And then for the next 2 weeks straight, I just caught up. And I was about 15 when that happened. Yeah, I think when I caught up, we were at... No, it might have been 16. No. When we caught up, it was when Minato first came back to see Naruto during the Pain fight. I think that's when it was. Yeah, it was around then, yeah. Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was anyway. Last question, question 10. Why do you like Naruto? I used to be a huge fan of Naruto actually when I first got into it. I was really obsessed with it at one point, and I really liked all the characters and looked forward to all the fights, and it was about ninjas, and who doesn't like ninjas? Ninjas are awesome. I've always liked ninjas, like a lot. But yeah, I really enjoyed Naruto because of the characters and the character development, and I thought the fights were cool. the techniques, all the jutsus, all the clans. It was all really cool. Like, you don't see it happening a lot. But for the last 2 years or so, I've been kind of not really a big fan of Naruto. I mean, I do still like it, but I'm at the point where I don't really look that much forward to it a week like I do with Bleach. I still read it every week. I'm still like, oh, this is a pretty cool chapter, or this is a pretty boring chapter. But I don't know if I'll ever see Naruto the same way again because this fight has been going on for too long. And it needs to end. Seriously. I was still doing game design when this fight started. That was ages ago. I've done other courses since then, so yeah. I do think the fight needs to end, and maybe if Naruto doesn't end, then I could get back into it. But I think it's pretty much confirmed that Naruto will end after this war. But I used to really love Naruto. I used to have loads of theories and opinions on it, and I was very interested in it. But it's gone down a bit now. I mean, to me, it used to be like 8/9 out of 10 manga, and now it's only about 5, 6, 7 out of 10. It really depends by week. But yeah, guess that's this video. I'm not going to bother tagging anybody because I tagged people with the Bleach one just last month as well, and I don't want to push too many videos on them, and anyone else I would tag has already been tagged, so yeah. That's it, I guess. Sorry again, it took forever to do this, Charles. I did say I'd do it, and I kept my promise, but I was extremely late. So yeah, this is Grinny Kami. Talk to you later.